On April 19, 2021, City of Winnipeg's Property Planning and Development PP&D Committee held a meeting to discuss the infill guidelines. These guidelines are key to our city's infill housing strategy and detail where, when, and how to build infill developments. It will affect those living in Winnipeg for generations to come. A week before the PP&D meeting, the document changed under the wire without community consultation. The draft infill guidelines have been 4 years in the making. Thousands of people have been consulted. The guidelines have gone through many revisions, community consultations, and committee meetings to accommodate compromises between stakeholders, including Winnipeg residents, developers, city planners, and city council members. In this video, I'd like to take the opportunity to share what Paragon proposed to compromise these alarming last-minute changes that would affect both neighborhoods and developers, and explain why it is so important to make decisions based on balanced consultations. As one of the largest infill developers in Winnipeg, we are big advocates for progressive infill development planning that consults residents while keeping Winnipeg's long-term residential interest top of mind. If sustainable urban development interests you, please subscribe to our YouTube channel using the button below. And make sure you hit that bell icon next to the subscribe button to get notified about our latest content. These draft infill guidelines play an important role in shaping Winnipeg's future. Did you know that Winnipeg expects to grow by 160,000 people in the next 20 years? And that our current housing units are not enough to accommodate our increase to over 1 million? We need about 82,000 new housing units to support this population growth. As one of the leading infill developers in the city, Paragon Design Build is proud to help provide housing options for these new Winnipeggers by building sustainable, multi-family housing in mature neighborhoods. The city needs infill in addition to greenfield developments to accommodate future growth while reducing carbon emissions. But we need to develop responsibly, and that's why we called on the PP&D committee to consider these recommendations at their June 8th committee meeting. We ask that the community adopts the guidelines as bylaws. Bylaws will give developers a more certain and clear set of rules to follow, while leaving the new rules as guidelines can result in many subjective applications. A need for comprehensive long-term infrastructure plan specifically for developers. Developers depend on city plans to build on properties across Winnipeg. The lack of infrastructure strategy leaves developers guessing what the servicing capacities are for the area they are building in, making investment and development decisions very difficult. Having an infrastructure plan included in the guidelines will provide developers with the city's supply of serviced and serviceable land. We recommend increasing the maximum height limit to 30 feet instead of the proposed 28 feet. Doing so will allow more building options. The lower 28-foot limit is arbitrary and overly restrictive. We feel it is also regressive as it leads to fewer secondary suite options that are in such high demand from low-income earners, new Canadians, young professionals, and others. Allow a side yard of 3 feet on either side of a home on a 25-foot lot, or 4 and 2-foot side yards when 2 homes are being constructed on a minimum 50-foot lot. The proposed minimum side yards of 3 feet and 4-foot side yards on 25-foot lots are also arbitrary and regressive. Allowing 1 foot more width allows more building options and permits slightly larger secondary suites. We feel the recommended 3-foot and 4-foot side yard proposal is intended to minimize densification of established areas. It unfairly restricts the development of reasonably sized rental units. Remove the restriction on building only 2 developments in a block per year. This measure will also be regressive and will disproportionately impact affordable housing developments such as those built by Habitat for Humanity. Remove the parking restriction as it will affect medium and large-scale infill developments. Another regressive policy suggestion, the parking restrictions will make it very difficult to build any medium or large-scale multifamily building. Are you aware of the city's last-minute changes to infill guidelines? How do you feel about them? Let us know in the comments section below. At Paragon Design Build, we place high value on community consultation and appreciate what you can share with us. So how can you help shape Winnipeg's future? Education is a crucial first step to change. Find out more about the infill guidelines and the Our Winnipeg Complete Community strategies. Talk to your city councillor and express your support for infill developments in your neighborhood. There is no voice too small. We encourage you to be part of the conversation on infill and help bring positive change to the community. Learn about the benefits of infill and the dangers of ignoring it by watching the videos we recommend at the end of this one, and by subscribing to Paragon's YouTube channel. Help educate people in your community about the benefits of infill. An easy way to do that is to share this video with someone else. Please see for yourself how Paragon Design Build puts a positive infill development philosophy into practice. Visit paragondesignbuild.com to see a variety of projects we worked on over the past decade.